dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets. Mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors, armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language. These beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Hey, you right?
What's happening?
How's it going?
Just to let everyone know, this is an actual live show. We are fully aware, prepared, live show today, right?
Yeah. Well, tell the ones who weren't watching what happened.
Yeah, so for anyone that wasn't watching, me and Jenks were recording a pre-recorded video, and Jenks decided to go live. Obviously, we weren't keeping track of comments coming up and stuff like that because we didn't know we were live. And it must have been about 10 minutes into the video where my girlfriend come running into my podcast studio and said, "Guys, you're live."
and you're naked.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It wasn't my fault at all. Like I think what it was, I think it's a restream.
Jenks.
What?
It was your fault.
It wasn't. It was.
You're the controller, yeah. You're the master.
I think it's a
Take
glitch.
some accountability, Jenks.
I think because you got invited in, I think the system thought it was live, because I don't even have didn't even have the option to go live. My end. It's really strange. Yeah, that's crap, bad, isn't it? We gotta be really careful now. We could have said something really bad, couldn't we?
Well, you might have said something really bad.
I'm almost certainly would have said something, but you might have said something bad.
No. I'm a clean cut guy. Yeah, I got a clean living.
Yeah.
I've got a little story for you all before we start the video. Last time we did a live, I said I was going to see Havoc.
Yes.
So my friend got me and him tickets to go see the Havoc premiere in Cardiff. The cast and crew were going to be there. Obviously, it was my only opportunity to see this one on the big screen because it's going straight to Netflix. Yep. I am a huge Gareth Evans fan. I'm a big fan of the Raid movies and all his other films, but specifically Raid. And booked a half day from work, finished work at 12 o'clock, and the screening was supposed to start at 4. So me and my friend, we knocked about Cardiff for a few hours, wasting some time. And then we turned up to the showing at 3:20. And Jenks, I've got my best clothes on, right? I've got the best shirt I own, my best jeans, nice black shoes. And he comes up to us and basically says, please tell me you're going to get changed. And we were like, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, this is a high-end premiere. You cannot come in here dressed like that. And I was thinking, why not? There's loads of people around here dressed worse than us or just as good as us.
Yeah.
I didn't think I had to come in a 3-piece suit in Cineworld in Cardiff. So we're arguing with this guy, and he's like, look, you're not coming in dressed like that. So we run down to Primark to buy new shirts that were apparently better, just a plain black funeral shirt. Yeah. And then when we get back, he tells us, oh, sorry, all the spaces are gone.
How is that even possible when it's ticket-based? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so it's ticket-based, and he basically says, oh, by the way, you can't come in now because all the seats are taken. But if you come back in 2.5 hours, we'll give you a raffle ticket, and if your number gets called, we'll let you in. So at this point, we're both pissed off, and we went for a drink. So we drank for 3 hours, probably in no position to be going to cinema after drinking for 3 hours anyway. And we go back there, our raffle ticket went up to 24, and I think they let 20 people in.
Honestly.
So 9 hours I waited trying to see this movie, and I was turned away.
So I asked you, and you said that it was smart casual, meaning jeans and a shirt, just not dressed like a scruff ball.
We said that to him. It says on the invite, smart casual. I went, jeans and a shirt. Yeah, but a smart shirt. And that's exactly what he said.
What shirt do you have? Do you have like a Hawaiian shirt on or something?
Literally, right. Do you know like a nice, like thick, stripy shirt?
Yeah, I know.
Smart one, yeah. I had the collar all the way up.
Yeah.
The only problem is I got blonde highlights in, and hand tattoos maybe looked at me and were like vaping, maybe looked at me and he was like, oh, look at these delinquents. My mate's got luminous green Nikes on.
Well, the thing is, though, what did they expect? Like, it's an action film with Tom Hardy. You're not going to have a top hat with a monocle going in here. And a cane.
Honestly. So he took that opportunity away from me.
What a twat.
But the guy who wouldn't let us in, I noticed a 1-star review on Letterboxd early in the day, and I was pissed off. I thought, 1 star, come on, it can't be 1 star.
Yeah.
And I noticed, because so little people have seen the movie, that there's only 4 reviews on Letterboxd at the time.
Yeah.
It was him.
He must have had a beef with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He must have had a beef with you. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah. Maybe he had a rival horror channel. He goes, those Twisted Locker guys, I'm going to knock him down a peg or two. I don't mind the Jenks guy, but that Curtis, he's ruining it.
That aside, we ended up having a pretty funny night, right? Because just of the chaos of running around trying to get new clothes, having a drink, and just making fun of this guy, basically. We were just like tamping. So it weren't too bad. Here's my raffle tickets. I'm going to keep these just to remind me.
So
24 and 25.
So as I'm getting older, there's less and less reasons to drink. And I used to be very much like a person. If you didn't drink, you'd be like, that's weird. But as you get older, you're thinking, no, it's probably better not to drink. But in your scenario, going to the pub would have cured that pain of not getting
drunk. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit in some cafe drinking coffee for 3 hours waiting to go back in.
You would, well, even so. Let's say you went home now, you weren't let in, and you weren't a drinker at all. I'm not advocating drinking, but let's say for argument's sake, you'd be still seething. The alcohol did actually go, do you know what? Let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's get drunk. We deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, definitely. But you absolutely did advocate for drinking then.
I'm gonna say hello to a few people. We've got Eli in the house. What's up, Jenks, Curtis, and all the Twisted Nights? Eli, we have
officially now.
We have coined, so we've decided we used to have 2 tiers in our memberships, and we just thought, look, we're a new channel. We're trying to build an audience. It's not about money at this stage, although it's nice to make money. It's not about that at this stage. We're building, and we just thought. We got 2 tiers. One is 99 pence / cents. The other one's 4.99. And we just thought it's a lot of money, 4.99 for a small channel. I know that's the kind of going rate if you look at other ones, and that's where we got the figure from. We didn't just pluck it out of the air. Yeah. We just thought I don't like having 2 tiers. I want everyone to be in the live shows. Like, so we're going to do exclusive live shows soon, and it's going to be just for the 4.99 people, which seems to be the going thing. And that just kind of sucks. Like, I want everyone involved. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, of course. Like, so, when you messaged me and suggested it, I said yes straight away.
You've been thinking about it already, innit, probably.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't pay $4.99 for us to...
No, and, maybe if we were bigger, you don't mind having your foot in the door and have a chance to interact if we were big celebrities. Anyway, cheers, Eli. Yeah, we'll take it now. Twisted Nights. I think I thought of it, didn't I? No, I didn't. No. Yeah. So Eli also says, don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this awesome channel and consider becoming one of the Twisted Nights for some sweet purse. So it's 99 pence and you get loads of stuff now. And I mean loads. It was pretty crap when we first started. Now we've got shitloads of stuff. Skiddy Automatic says, glad to be here for an awesome Wednesday show. Yes. John says, John says hello. Bit of chatting here 1 second. Tyler Adams says, groovy. I was going to do an Ash voice.
What's happening, Tyler?
Groovy. Where are we? There's a nice chat going on. Pal says, hey guys. Hi, Pal. Wolfman's got nads in the house. I hope nobody was naked or farted. Well, I can't promise one of those anyway.
Hi, Barry. How are you doing, pal?
Yes. If you haven't already checked out Barry's channel, Wolfman's got nads. He's killing it as always. I love his videos, I got to say. They're kind of... He really knows how to keep things short and sweet. So his videos tend to be anything from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. We are incapable of that, Kurt. We just walk
Yeah, incapable. Yeah, incapable. We started where we were like, let's do 10 minutes short, snappy. Yeah. And now we're kind of trying to trim it from 20 minutes to like 15.
Yeah. I know, and so we take it in turns now to edit, and it was 16 minutes coming in the last one, and I tried my best, and it was still 30. So I was like, oh, come on, I couldn't trim it. It's all gold. That's the problem. Who else we got? Yeah, Sam Jones. Don't blame the Air Max. Always wearing Air Max. Are you talking? So Sam Jones was the guy who went with you to see Havoc. Well, you didn't see Havoc.
Yeah. He's the one that got rejected with me.
Yeah. So that guy had a quiet word. So I would let you in, but your mate, no.
Yeah.
What did he say? Yeah, he had a dangling pearl earrings and a hoodie on, telling us we're not smart enough. Oh, he's on about the bouncer.
Bouncer. I wouldn't call him a bouncer, Jenks.
Oh, look at this dude here. Eli Cortez. I'd pay $4.99 all day.
Legend. Thank you, Eli, pal.
You can still pay it if you want, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. So these are chatting. Brilliant. Okay, so we've been waffling a lot with Curtis's boring Havoc story. Most people don't even know what Havoc is, but that's fine.
I'm happy to do a little promotion slot here now for Havoc. Get more people to watch it. Just so you know, guys, Havoc is releasing on Netflix on this Friday, the 25th, directed by Wales' own Gareth Evans, starring Tom Hardy, Forrest Whitaker, and Timothy Olyphant. It's going to be the action masterpiece of the year. I guarantee you. Hey, no script there, Jenks. That was pure heart. That came straight from the heart.
Pure heart. Of heart. So yeah, this is how much Curtis loves it. We are going to have to review it next week, even though it's not a horror. But because Curtis loves it so much, I'm not even going to try and argue with him. I'm just going to
Jenks, he's Welsh. Come on. It doesn't matter. We're a Welsh movie channel, right?
We are not having Rob Brydon's Nate this movie on here, okay? Just because he's Welsh. Although we wouldn't have him as a guest.
Well, you did ask if we could review the Gavin and Stacey finale.
Yeah, I know. I was
watch party.
when we were doing the Welsh episode before St. David's, where it wasn't a big hit, big surprise to nobody. I was going to pick The Father because it's Anthony Hopkins. But
I know, and I told you no.
And then you put The Raid in. You bastard.
Look, the Raid is a zombie movie without zombies, all right?
Do you know why you did that? You thought, we can't have two non-horror films. I'm just going to have mine. Anyway,
I'm not that cunning, Jenks.
Right, should we get cracking, Kurt? So, look, this is a great segment. We're going to do the best part 3s of a horror franchise. Yep. The hardest thing about this was naming the thing. 3rd installment of a horror series. It's just it doesn't roll off the tongue, does it?
No. It was hard to do the thumbnail. I had to message you and be like, how do I write this? Because nothing sounds good.
Yeah, I know. I even did a bit of AI to have suggestions, so they came up with like third in a row. Oh, these are the crap. All these have. So yeah, I think you get the gist. Right. So we got a bunch. We got 25 part 3s. And should we kick it off?
Yeah, let's make it snappy, Jenks. I don't want to be here all night doing this.
Well, stop talking about fucking Havoc again. Piece of shit. I hope it's shit, just to spite you.
I swear to God, Jenks, you know, Friday at some point, if I get a message off you saying 2 stars, I will fucking block you on everything. This podcast will be done. I'm
so petty. Do you remember I just tried it when the latest VHS dropped, and I watched it before you just to spite you.
Yeah, and then you said, what was it? 1 star?
Yeah, it wasn't 1 star, but yeah, I might have said that to take the piss. Right, I will do the same probably. I'm gonna try and beat you to Havoc.
Well, you will. Do you know what? I got a kid's sleepover Friday. I'm having a sleepover.
That sounds dodgy.
So it's gonna be a long day with kids running around the house.
Well,
so
I hope they
don't say it sounds dodgy, Jenks. You know I've got a kid.
Right, you starting to sound like Michael Jackson now having a sleepover.
Right, Jenks, not on live, please. Come on, not on live.
Yeah, okay. Right then, should we start?
Yes.
So first up, we've got House 3. Also known as the horror show. It was also not part 3 in some countries, but
I wouldn't have added this, to be honest. it is the horror show. I know. I think it's only in the UK. It's called House 3.
Tough.
For some reason, they were like, let's call it House 3, and they're pretty popular over there in the UK. It's got nothing to do with the franchise.
Right, just sorry, I forgot to say, we've got 4 categories. We've got shit. I always got to put shit, this easiest one. These are not very creative. I'm a relatively creative person, but I'm not very creative with these. If you watch like TSL's channel, they got much better ones. Anyway, we got shit, as in shit. We got three's a crowd. Means it's okay, you know, it's not the worst, but I'd skip it. Cracking, very unimaginative title. And the top tier is better than the first.
Oh, that's... None of these are better than the first, Jenks. That's not fair.
Well, there's going to be an empty category then, isn't it? That's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Okay.
Right, okay, House 3, I'm going to say shit. No, it's not shit. I don't remember shit. No. I'll say three's a crowd for me.
I agree with you. It's never one I've gone back to loads, to be honest. I was quite aware that it had nothing to do with the House franchise. Even when I was young, I loved watching them. They were like a blockbuster favourite, you know, watching those.
Yeah.
And I realised quite young that it had absolutely nothing to do with the franchise. But it's not a bad movie. I haven't seen it in a few years, but yeah, I wouldn't put it in the bottom category for sure.
Was there even a house in it? I can't remember. I just remember a guy getting electrocuted.
No. They lived in a caravan.
Is that, you know? No, because I remember the guy from Crime Wave getting electrocuted.
Of course there's a house in it, Jenks.
I don't know. I'm sure it's set in an apartment, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, so we both agree on that. Right, Alien 3, not quite a horror, but tough. We both seen it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I technically haven't, Jenks. I haven't watched this movie maybe in 20 years. It's not one I went back to loads growing up, and it's not one I don't know why I've never gone back and rewatched it. Now, I've dived into the Alien franchise loads of times, right? Every time a new one comes out, we've had loads in the last few years. I always go back to the first two, and then you get the new editions on Blu-ray and 4K and what have you. Yeah. But I never fancy it. I've heard that a lot of people have a lot more respect for it now than they did when it came out. I think a lot of people are turning around to David Fincher's vision, even though I know it isn't quite his vision. I know it was one of those movies that was tampered with loads in post-production, or even while it was being filmed. But I've never gone back to it, Jenks. I can hardly remember the plot of the movie.
So, what are you going to do? Three's a crowd?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Look, I don't mind this film. I think most people don't like it. Not because it's a bad film, because they retcon, well, not quite retcon. Yeah, sort of. They kill off everybody that mattered in the first few seconds. And what she went through to get to save that kid and everything, and then the robot, and they're all dead in the first scene. And you're like, I hate when they do shit like that. They did that in Hostel 2, and they killed the lead character from the first one straight away, and I hate it because you're like, that's done.
Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yeah. So it's not a bad film, but I'm going to put it there because it still always irritates me.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, next one up, we got Saw 3. I can't say this is shit, but I really didn't like this. It was a well-made movie. It was one of the better made Saw films, but the reasoning was going a bit crap. So you had like a guy had lost his daughter, and he was grieving, and he kept wanting like revenge, and he kept being bitter, but the guy killed his daughter. So they put the grieving father in a house of traps and to teach him a lesson about grieving. I don't know. It's nonsense.
What a way to put it.
Yeah, that'll teach you. You're grieving too much, mate. Now here's your limbs getting twisted. Sorry. I'll stop grieving. Oh, good point. Top man.
I hope you've learned your lesson. Well, my kid's still dead.
Yeah, all my skin's gone. Thanks for that. Top. Yeah, I don't know what lesson I've learned, but here we are. I didn't like that. It's a bit stupid. It's not shit, so I'm going to stick it in Three's a Crowd.
Yeah, so Part 3, I'm not that clued up with Saw franchise, but Part 3 is the one where Jigsaw is in a hospital bed.
Yeah, he's dying.
Dying. And then you've got the shotgun shell trap around the neck, yeah? I agree with you. Yeah, I know this one. I'd put that in Three's a Crowd. Again, I'm not putting it any higher, but I can't put it in shit because I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's also got one of the best deaths with the twisting rack and all the limbs are twisted.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. We say Three's a Crowd.
Yeah.
Right, next up, not quite a horror film, but there's a lot of films I haven't seen or you haven't seen. Well, mainly I haven't seen.
And don't drag me down. I threw you loads of good suggestions and you were like, no, I haven't seen them.
Well, I wanted to put Poltergeist 3 in, but I knew you said you hadn't seen it, so that's a proper one. But Blade 3, I'm going to say this is shit.
Shit. The less we see about this film, the better. It's just awful. One of the worst Dracula castings. Well, I hated Dracula in this. You know, I remember hearing that Blade was going to be fighting Dracula, and you know the excitement of that because of how good the first two movies were. Blade versus Dracula. Obviously, you had those classic Dracula comics as well. The Marvel Dracula comics with Blade crossovers and that. Yeah. Amazing. I was really into Blade as a kid. I used to read the comics and what have you. Same with the Marvel Dracula comics. Oh my God, what a pile of shit. And I love reading the antics on set for this one with Wesley Snipes leaving post-it notes around the set because he wouldn't talk to anyone, his bitter rivalry of Ryan Reynolds because he didn't want to share the limelight with two other actors, and the famous CGI eyes scene because Wesley Snipes refused to open his eyes.
It's so good that it's come full circle that Ryan Reynolds is a mega star now, and he invited him back to reprise his role as Blade. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. After he's done a stint in prison.
yeah, desperate. Because like most of those cameos, a lot of those cameos probably favours. Like I know that Chris Evans, I'm almost positive Chris Evans is a favour. They kind of like trade cameos, but I'm guessing Wesley Snipes probably had money.
Brad Pitt in
Invisible Man.
2, there was a trade on that one as well.
I think just like they're friends. Like I know Simpsons.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, of course.
I don't think they pay the celebrities in Simpsons.
Yeah.
Right, Blade, but shit. And it's a shame because you've got such a good cast. Ryan Reynolds is good. And
it's well made. It's really well made. You know, they chucked some money into this one. Like,
do you know what I hated as well when I watched it was the vampires frame Blade for a crime he didn't commit. And Whistler goes, "You're fucked now. The cops are after you." It's like, the cops are always after him. As if he's going to care. Like.
He's a fucking vigilante.
I know. It's nonsense. It's also like...
He lives underground.
It's just so... Yeah, exactly. He's a vampire hunter. It's like, I don't give a shit about a fucking traffic warden. Hey! The traffic wardens are after you as well now. No, and the firemen. It's fucking stupid. You know, and like a Blade is... And a Whistler's moaning about stuff. It's like... Didn't you die in the second one and got brought back to you? Do you really think this is the least of your worries? If you can have a fine. You can have £100 fine. Anyway, Return of the Living Dead 3.
Yes.
Obviously.
So this is... Did we watch that this year, Jenks, or was it last year?
Last year.
This was my biggest surprise movie of last year, right? Because... I had never seen Return of the Living Dead Part 3. I always loved the first two. I was always reluctant to watch the third one because, well, I love the first two so much. And yes, I do love the second one a little bit less as an adult because the first one's so good. But I never cared for this one. I never wanted to watch it. And when Jenks said he wanted to review it, I'd had the Blu-ray for about, honestly, maybe close to 10 years. I hadn't even opened the cellophane. And I genuinely, reluctantly watched it. It was like a chore. I was like huffing, putting the Blu-ray in, you know?
Yeah.
And, oh my God, I had a hell of a good time with this one. In a bad way. So, a movie that's so bad is great. And it's hell of a lot of fun. There was so much to love in it. It's so schlocky. And that's why it's so up my street. You can watch our review on this one, and it's probably the most fun I've had reviewing a movie, Jenks.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. What you going to put it then? Shit?
Cracking.
Cracking? Whoa.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great film, and considering it's a third in a franchise, and, you know, it is a low-tier movie. It is schlocky. But But again, Brian Yuzna, I love Brian Yuzna. He's a great director.
Reanimator guy, innit?
Yes.
I'm gonna put this in three's a crowd. Look, I don't think it's shit. It's close to shit, but I think I'd be being a bit disingenuous if I put it in shit because
you got enjoyment out of it. Come on, it's an enjoyable movie.
Look, not as much as you. Look, I know I'm more precious about Return of the Living Dead than you, and what made Return of the Living Dead so great is that you had to burn the zombies, and if they bit you, they didn't come back, and then they just went back to like, if they bite you, turn, and yeah.
You know what? I threw all that out the window. 10 minutes into this movie, I went, I don't care what rules it breaks, how much it differs from the first two. I don't care. I was invested. But it's quite funny because you wanted to review Return of the Dead Part 4 and you asked me for weeks. I said, yes, I'll watch it soon. And then I finally sat down to watch it and I watched 10 minutes and I texted you, I said, we're not doing it. We're not reviewing it like.
Just so everyone knows, after I had watched it for the podcast, yeah, and I said, don't worry, I did it in three I did in 3/3. I did half an hour. And I give you advice, just watch it in like 20 minutes at a time. And you said, I'm done. Oh, fucking hell. Right. So three's a crowd. So I'll kick the next one off.
Yeah.
Child's Play 3. Not a fan of any Chucky film. It's not shit by any means. It's going to go in straight into three's a crowd. Look, this one was almost like a video nasty in Britain. It was banned because some kid. I won't go into details in case we get flagged up. But if you want to know the history, the UK history, a little kid got murdered, and they blamed this because the murderers had watched this. It was not fair on the film. If they'd watched, like, Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List, with that, and
no,
would that have been banned?
Definitely not.
But it's I don't like Chucky films. I'm not going to go into detail. I just don't like them, but it's not shit. It's just, whatever.
I agree with you, Jenks, on that positioning. No, I am a fan of the Chucky movies. Quite a big fan, actually. But Child's Play 3, it's 10 times better than any of the ones that came after it. But if we're going for the OGs, the first 3 Child's Play movies, I consider them to be a trilogy, and then the rest are just nonsense, although I like Bride of Chucky. But Child's Play 3 is obviously the weakest of the first 3. I just never really got on with it that much. I don't really like the setting. It's not colourful enough. It's not playful enough. The first 2, you've got all the toys and the houses, the colours, everything. That finale in the factory, it was Child's Play. Do you know what I mean? It was like a kid's horror movie.
Yeah.
Whereas the third one, they took a much darker tone, drawn out colours and horrible looking. And I hated that when I was a kid. I always went back to 1 and 2.
Yeah. Right, Kurt, will you read a few comments? We've kind of forgotten about the comments. We've been waffling.
Yeah, waffling.
So go from this one, just to catch up a bit. The rest are chatting amongst themselves. Found it?
Right. John Moran says, Alien 3 underappreciated, going to watch Legacy cut soon. I'd love to watch the Legacy cut. I'm going to watch this soon. I may just wait for a 4K release at this point. May as well. Eli says, Saw 3 is a differently shit tier. It's on a tier we haven't created.
If there was brown colour, I would have used it.
Eli says, it was pretty funny hearing Blade calling Dracula a motherfucker. First person in history as well.
Yeah.
We've got Jill John. Hi, Kurtz and Jenks. Hi, all.
Jill.
Hi, Jill. We've got Ben Davis. Hi, all. I'm bloody late again. Phone was on charge in my room. It's not good. Phone was on charge. The worst excuse I've ever heard.
Terrible.
Jill says, love all Chucky films. All of them, really? And Ben says, I love Chucky films. Big fan. Yeah, I love the franchise as a whole. I recently bought Arrow Video's 4K box set, although the best one is in Blu-ray. They didn't have the rights to transfer the first movie into 4K.
Yeah.
So they're all 4K bar the first movie. I rewatched them all, and it's a pretty weak franchise overall.
Yeah.
The first two for me are phenomenal. I love the first two. And then the third one is much better than the rest. But, oh my God, it goes downhill. Jesus Christ. See the Chucky is a bag of shit.
So I remember seeing the trailer for Bride of Chucky. And I'd never liked Chucky. And everyone in the cinema was laughing their heads off. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you lot? It was just like, I think, getting married, and there was one with a kid, and the next one was the kid one?
Seed, yeah. I really like Bride of Chucky. I think it's great fun.
Right. So, be warned now, everybody. We may be here a while, because the next one up, I'm looking at you, Curtis, is Terrifier 3.
Easy, Jenks. I don't need to say anything. Top tier, boy. I love that movie so much. Oh, my God. I've spoke about Terrifier so much in the last year. You've all heard me rant and rave about this movie in a good way. I'll just leave you with this. I'm going to put it in top tier, and we'll move on to other films that I haven't spoke about as much. But huge fan of this franchise.
So top one, better than the first. That's easy for this one, isn't it? So I would...
Yes,
Oh, this is going to be... I haven't seen the first two. I actually, really, if I had seen the first two, I would have to put on better than the first. I've actually named this correct, really, have I?
No, you haven't, because let's just say that's the top tier, like usual, yeah? It doesn't have to be better than the first, because there's movies there that I don't think are better than the first, but I would put in the top category.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have worded it that, but tough. So I'm going to say Three's a Crowd, not my thing.
There we are, that's fair enough, we all know.
Right, so next one.
Yes, Tyler, spot on, pal. It's great fun, but maybe Seed was a bit too silly. I think they took the concept of Bride and just made it absolutely ridiculous. At least Bride still has great horror elements. So the next one up, I'm going to be controversial here and say that Hostel 3 is cracking. I think it's a really strong sequel. It's not even close to the first two, not even fucking close, right? But as part 3s go, as straight to DVDs go, it's pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you, Jenks, but I still wouldn't put in cracking. I watched it once when it came out, and it was a kind of like, do you know what? I thought that was going to be disgustingly bad, and it didn't turn out to be that bad. But 3's a Crowd, not quite shit, but... I don't care for it.
I've seen it a few times, and yes, it has got the sheen of cheapness about it, like straight to video, but it has got some good kills. I like the fact that they've shook up the plot and set it in Vegas, and it's got some great twists.
The problem is that Vegas isn't scary.
No,
the first two movies are set in terrifying countries that I would just feel uneasy in. Do you know what I mean? Because everything is so far run. But
Slovakia.
Las Vegas. No one's had a bad time in Las Vegas ever.
I don't know. Have you seen those people who live in the storm drain? Like, there was a documentary, and it's like a storm drain, like a tunnel, goes for miles. And the guy, I think it was Ross Kemp, was interviewing people, and some people just came there for the weekend, lost all their money, and never left, and they live on the street. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's mental.
Yeah. Right. So you can kick this off. Scream 3.
Yes. Like I've said on I think we were on with Davey Deathray, and I haven't seen the Scream movies in donkeys, Jenks.
Yeah.
You've put me on the spot here now. I don't even remember who the killer is in Scream 3.
It was like a bloke who the producer of the film, and he was related to them or something. I can't remember.
My thing with Scream is that it's a great franchise. It's probably one of the most solid franchises. It's just never been one I truly connected with, like I have with Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, where I've loved them since I was a kid, and they're always movies I've always gone back to, and I've kind of studied the movies, looked into them. I know, the directors and the actors and all the details, whereas Scream have always just been movies I go back to now and again.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since I've done that. A very long time.
So where are you going to put it? 3's a Crowd?
Yeah.
I will do the same. Look, I think this is perfectly fine. My daughter wanted to watch these. They're all on Paramount Plus, and it wasn't as bad as I remember it. I remember hating this one the most. Actually, like two is a good film, but I've never liked it, if that makes sense. Like I
get you.
I can't pick fault with it, but I don't know why everyone loves the second one so much. But with the third one, I had problems. But I gotta say, what it does really well, it's so meta. Like they're making a film, like it's Stab 3 in the film,
Yeah,
and they built the house and it's the set, and I think it's really clever. If you watch it for that reason, it's pretty worth. It's worth.
Yeah, like my thing is for everyone watching, right? I don't dislike Scream. When a new Scream movie comes out, I'll be excited and I'll be meeting the Scream cast at For the Love of Horror this year. Yeah. I love the first movie. I've seen it a shit ton of times. I'm just saying I've never had a deep connection with them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Right, next one up, I've got Hellraiser 3. Now, I really like this film. I think the first 3 films are the true Hellraiser movies. The cover of Hellraiser 3 is pretty lazy. It's the same, basically repurposed. Same one.
Jenks, that every time we're scrolling looking for films when you're up, we come across that Blackwell Ghost, and there's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
All with the same woman on it.
At least that's a cheapy one, but this is like...
Yeah, but... Every poster they've moved her, like one of them she's on the side like that, and then she's over the other side.
Because I see that with like when I'm publishing books and I see like horror writers at low end and they use the same one, but they've repurposed the first cover and just put a city behind him.
Everyone, right, in the comments, if you want a good laugh, Google the Blackwell Ghost horror movies. I think there's like 5 of them, right?
Oh, the's more than
and
that.
They've all got the same poster. They've just moved her a little bit.
It's the old lady, but I really like Hellraiser 3. I obviously disc head man and camera face bloke face. with a moustache looks ridiculous as a Cenobite. But putting that aside, it's got Pinhead and it's got a lot of Pinhead, and you know that's what's lacking from the other ones. I'd say lacking, but that's what I love about this one. I'd say so. I'm going to put it in cracking.
I agree with you, Jenks. For again, I'll say this a few times. For a third movie, it's pretty decent. Now it throws away everything they build up in the first 2. The amount you see Pinhead, and it's a lot more effective when you do see him. He becomes at this point he's a fully fledged horror icon, and they obviously, like they did with Freddy, they kind of give the audience more. But I like this film. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
Eli Cortez says, "Where's Leprechaun 3 now?" To answer your
Jenks
question,
hasn't seen it.
It would have been there, because with the good thing about this Part 3 one is that you have to put shit ones, because a lot of Part 3s are shit, which makes a ranking much funnier. Rather than putting 20 off some films.
Just to put your mind at ease, Eli, I would put it in cracking.
Oh yes, you're gonna sleep tonight now, Eli is.
Why do you think he asked, Jenks? He wants to know. He's curious.
He wants to know, where would Blackwell Ghost 3 go? we haven't seen it.
I have no idea, Ben. I have no idea what it is, because I've never watched any of them. There's just like a group of movies that always come up when I'm searching for horror films. It's
found footage. There's a guy who trying to prove ghosts, and there's like fake documentaries.
Oh, why didn't you tell me that? I would have watched them all.
I read a synopsis, and it's like, that's all I did.
Jenks, have you secretly seen the Blackwell Ghost trilogy?
Well, if you look behind me, four the same posters. Yeah.
Well, I've got the 4K Steelbook box edition of the Blackwell Ghost, all 6 films,
and all the same. Yeah. So no, you got all the tattoos with the same woman about 10 times all over your body. Say, who's that? Your mother? No, it's just some old granny from some ghost film. Anyway, enough about Blackwell fucking Ghost. Right, you can kick this one off, Kurt.
What are we on, Jenks?
Exorcist 3.
Oh my God, this is going for me straight up in the top category. Now, I'm not saying it's better than the first movie, but I have watched this one a hell of a lot more times than I've seen the first one. I've always been a big fan of this movie. I've recently bought it on 4K, but I haven't watched it yet. But oh my God, what a comeback from Heretic. Not Heretic, is it? Part 2, Heretic?
Heretic, yeah.
Yes. From the disaster of Part 2 Heretic, they come back with this banger. I still feel like this one's underappreciated, but I love the Insane Asylum setup. Brad Dourif's great in it. And they just kind of have fun with this one, and I feel like it goes back to the intensity of the first one, but they deliver more of, I'd say, a standard horror movie, which I like about this one, is that it's more accessible, it's easier to watch than the first one, and a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got one of the biggest jump scares of all time, Jenks, where the nurse runs out of the room with the what are they called? The scissor things.
But is it better than the first?
It's not better than the first, but I watch it more than the first. I'm going to be careful with what I say here, Jenks.
It's just cracking. You can't put it better than the first.
No, I can, Jenks. No, wait.
What?
The top one is top tier. I don't care what you say. It doesn't have to be better than the first.
All right, I'm going to change the title because it's confusing.
Yes, change the title, right? Because you did this to yourself, Jenks.
What should I write then?
Just put the top class. Top class.
I'm going to say top notch. Is that a Welsh saying? I don't
top
know.
class.
Top notch.
And do you know the bit as well, right? Where I can't remember the actor's name, but it's George C. Scott, and there's a bit where he's sitting in the waiting room and the old woman walks along the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Before we move on, we've got somebody new on the channel. We've got Am I Dead Yet? Hi guys, first time on your live show. Oh, cheers for jumping on. Really appreciate it.
We hope you jump on, enjoy yourself, and come back.
Yes.
But Am I Dead? Thanks for jumping on. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, and so we are halfway through a list, and it's relatively easy, but I got to say, if this does well, I really would like to do a part 4 one, and to see the real scrape in the bottom of the barrel of shit, and then maybe 5 is pushing.
We can always do a Sunday, Jenks.
We'll see how it goes with this now. Thanks for jumping on. And where we go here. So, not sure if you're a boy or a girl anyway, but Exorcist 3 got me by surprise. Was really good. Had the Changeling star, George C. Scott in it, which made it even better. Yes, he's a top actor. Oh, yeah, and Eli also says Exorcist is top tier. Eli. I am going to put it in... I'm not going to be as generous. Where is it? Where am I? Oh,
don't you dare put it in Three's a Crowd.
I'm going to put it in shit. No.
As if.
It's a cracking sequel. Helped by, as you said, Kurt, how shit the second one was.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And
100%.
It was really good. Right. Sorry, I've read that one. Okay, so next up,
top notch.
We've got Rec 3.
Yeah.
I
think this is an absolute...
Oh, it's a matter.
You keep giving me the shit ones, Jenks. Next up, we've got...
I give you Exorcist 3.
Do you want to kick this one off?
I give you Exorcist 3.
Go on then. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
I really like this. It moves away from the tone of the first and second. It's a bit more... It starts off kind of found footage, but it moves away from it, if I can remember correctly. Mm-hmm. Sort of, and
it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's got a completely different tone from the first two movies.
It's balls to the wall zombie horror. I love the Spanish woman. She's so hot. She's got the best eyes ever, giant eyes, and she's a great final girl / I can't remember if she gets infected now. She's infected in the poster. Can't remember now. I haven't seen them for years.
Well, no, because she's in the fourth one, isn't she? I'm sure she's in the fourth one.
Yeah, but if you look at the poster, because she's got infected eyes, I think it's just for the poster. I'm going to put this in Kraken. It's a good film.
I agree with you, Jenks. Kraken. I didn't watch this one for years. I was reluctant to. I never liked the poster, and when movies start to get in third territory and it's not a big movie, as in John Wick 3 comes out and it's a big deal, everyone's going to cinema to watch it, you're aware of it. Whereas a lot of horror franchises, they keep churning out sequels and they go straight to video or they don't get a wide cinema release. And by the time Rec 3 came out, I thought it was just another shit sequel. And I probably watched it about 4 years ago, and it's great fun. It's got great found footage elements. Like you said, it's balls to the wall zombie movie.
Yeah.
And as a standalone movie, I think it gets higher praise.
It's what's good. It's using the wedding video concept, which is believable because everybody films weddings. But then it pushes it then when zombies take over, you still wouldn't be filming. So they get rid of that.
Why's Uncle Derek still filming
Also, have you seen number 4? I haven't seen number 4. And I don't.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
I don't know why. I just don't know why.
You'd think I'd watch the third one, enjoy it, and give the fourth one a chance. But yeah, I probably need to watch that at some point.
Look at Eli's just said now. Eli Curtis says, Curtis, be glad Ghostbusters 3 isn't on the T list. Right. Can I tell you?
Glad.
Can I tell you the truth, Eli? I forgot. If I would have done it, because Afterlife, not the girl Ghostbusters, obviously. Afterlife is part 3. I would have remembered it. It's not too late, actually. I can do it. Right. Where are we now? Right, what are you going to do? Day of the Dead.
Yes.
You can do this.
Yeah, it is my favourite zombie movie of all time. One of my favourite horror movies overall. But if we're talking about the zombie genre, it is heaps and bounds ahead of any other zombie movie for me. It's always one I've gone back to. Tom Savini's best work easily. I don't think he's ever done work as good as, and he's done some top class work. Come on,
top
notch. I watched this movie, right, and I would watch it if George Romero wasn't such a capable director, and if he didn't make such a great movie, and Tom Savini worked on it, I'd watch it for his. I've literally watched movies just because Tom Savini's worked on it, because you can't say that about many people who work in that line of work, okay?
Yeah.
You can't really say you'd watch a movie just because a special effects makeup artist worked on it. Well, I get that with Tom Savini. And story aside, we know the story, we know how great this movie is. It's my favourite setting for a zombie movie, but we have to talk about Tom Savini's special effects in this movie, because it's just insane.
Yeah.
The choke on them scene, the eye rip, the throat rip.
God.
And then even lower scale things and not people being ripped to shreds by zombies. You've got that when they chop his arm off to stop him getting infected with a machete. It's so realistic. It's so unsettling. And Bub is probably one of my favourite zombies of all time. That bit where he salutes. Oh, it's so iconic.
So the zombie effect that I love and is most disturbing, I know choke on them is iconic, and it's a great effect. It's the throat.
I know your pick. When his voice goes.
Yeah. It's just quite. Also, it's not only a clever and a good attention to detail, having his vocals distort, because that's what I suppose would happen if you're mid scream. But it's quite disturbing as well, because it almost goes childlike of the pain. Oh, it's horrible.
Rhodes as well is one of the best anti-heroes, villains, whatever you want to call him. Like we've spoke about before when we reviewed the movie. You can call him the villain if you want to, but this guy is genuinely worried for his men. They keep sending his men out to gather zombies for Dr. Frankenstein, and they keep dying, and he's there only to protect his men and to protect these people, because they're obviously researching for scientific reasons to try and cure the zombie disease. And this guy is just in it for his own needs, really.
Yeah.
So when you look deeper into this movie and you see Rhodes' arc, it's just crazy. Like, you start to sympathise with this guy, even though he comes across as like the worst villain ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film's just got so many layers.
So yeah.
And last thing, Jenks, the first time watching a movie where I was actually scared of the zombies, in terms of looking at them and going, they are terrifying.
Yeah, and what George Romero does really well, and more so in this one, it feels bleak, and it feels like it's the music as well, that it feels this is the end of the world, apart from all the Hawaiian music in the middle, like the Jamaican music when every time that guy drinking speaks. But I always felt like uneasy of like, oh my God, I feel like this is the end of days, and it does it really well. So yeah, for me, it's the best one of the franchise, and it definitely goes in top notch.
Yeah, I me and my girlfriend went to cinema to see it last year, and it was the first time she'd seen it. She hadn't actually seen it, so she got to witness this movie for the first time on the big screen. Amazing.
Tyler Adams says, saw it once when I was 17, need to revisit Day of the Dead. Oh, it's a must see.
Not that. Tyler, you're only 18, come on. It's only been a year, pal.
Right, I'll kick the next one off because I'm a huge fan of this franchise. Final Destination 3, this is my favourite in the franchise. I love the first one. To be honest, they're all pretty good apart from the fourth one. But this one is great because I'm a big fan of roller coasters, and I think everyone's fear of the boats getting loose and something going wrong, and it does it so well. Just just the poster of going, oh, it's going to be a roller coaster, and everyone's like, oh, that's going to be horrible, even before you've even seen a shot of it. And they didn't disappoint. I've forgotten the name of the girl now. She's very famous now, Elizabeth
Winstead.
Winstead. She got 3 names. I hate 3 names. I always get it wrong.
Yeah. Death Proof.
Yeah. Elizabeth Winstead. What's the first name now? Or was it the second name? Anyway.
It doesn't matter, man.
Anyway, top notch for me. I love this film and I love this franchise. Can't wait
swear,
for
right? If we go live for 2 hours, we spend an hour with you trying to say someone's name.
It's hard when you're live, all right, boy?
Genuinely, boy.
Somebody say in the comments what her full name is, please, because I do like her.
Elizabeth Mary Winstead, is it?
Yes, that's it. Mary.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mary
Right,
Winstead.
what are you going to put it?
Cracking, Jenks. It's a fantastic film. I wouldn't put it top tier because I wouldn't put any of the Final Destination movies top tier. Now, I really like this franchise, but I don't feel like anyone's like a huge fan. They're just really good horror movies that are entertaining. It's not something I really follow, but I'm looking forward to the new one.
Tyler is 38.
It's a cracking film. I remember everyone talking about this movie when it came out.
Yeah. Tyler is 38. You asked him, he was 17 earlier.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask him if he was 17. I knew he was older.
All right, okay. Ben says, Final Destination films are definitely top-notch films. Yes, I agree. They made people very scared of real-life situations. Made a lot of people overthink. Yes, good call.
Yeah, it made me scared of loose boats and water.
Yeah, dripping water and fans.
And you know what?
Blowing things.
If there's one thing I've taken away from the Final Destination franchise is that I am never getting eye surgery. I'll just be blind in my 70s. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, totally. I don't get surgery when... Is this a pigeon keeps hitting the window or a seagull?
It's the same one, I'm sure. I'm sure it's the same scene with the eye thing.
No, it's a dentist, that is. The kid is in the dentist office.
Yes, you're right.
Who's having the eye done now?
I don't know. They all blend into each other, don't they? Like you...
A little bit, yeah, but they are good. They're everything that the monkey wanted to be. Poor bastard.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What am I saying? Where are we now? So Jordan Moran says, I've not seen Day of the Dead for years because I thought Second Sight might do a box set after their Dawn of the Dead one. Oh, you know more.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it, John. That Dawn box set they did was amazing. Yeah. Day doesn't. I've got a lovely steelbook from Arrow. Arrow did a lovely steelbook of Day of the Dead. It's stunning, but I don't feel like it's a movie that's had much love on physical media.
Yeah.
Not as much as Dawn, anyway. Dawn's got loads of releases.
Yeah, and, you know, most horror fans you speak to, most people, a lot of them agree and think that Day is better.
I think they... Well, more so now. I think it wasn't that appreciated when it came out. Not as much as it is now. Or at least maybe 20 years ago, you know.
I get a lot of flack when I say that Dark Knight is overrated and I prefer Batman Begins. I get so much shit for saying that.
Yeah. You're a controversial guy, Jenks. You know.
I live life on the edge, Kurt. You know, I'm a trailblazer.
You live life as a moron.
Yeah, exactly. And Ben says, and sunbeds. Yeah, stay away from sunbeds. That's probably the worst death in it when they get cooked alive.
Oh yeah,
and that's in the third one. Right then, Kurt, you can kick this off. Are you ready for your blood pressure?
I told you, you give me the shit ones.
Conjuring 3.
Why did we speak about this the other day, Jenks? What tier list were we doing?
It was on the films made in the last 5 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. I hate this movie. It's probably not worthy of going in shit because it's 10 times better than most horror movies still, but if you're going from the Conjuring franchise standpoint, it is shit. It is by far my least favourite Conjuring movie. I said on our live maybe a week and a half ago that I could have cried leaving cinema after watching this one because I'm such a big fan of the first two. I'm not that precious of the spin-offs. But oh my God, what a fall from grace. I feel like James Wan, I don't care about the spin-offs. James Wan has to direct the Conjuring movies.
Yeah. So what do you put it? Shit?
Shit, yeah. Just to make a point, right, that this movie is such a fall from grace considering how great the first two are. You can't deny that Conjure 1 and 2 are really well-made, good, scary horror movies.
I don't think it's shit. I think it's not very good. I'm going to stick it in Three's a Crowd. It's just such a letdown. I think if it was on its own as a normal film with no attachment to the first two, I'd probably gone, yeah, it's a throwaway horror.
I just hate the director. I just don't think he's a very capable director. I don't think he's very capable of doing horror movies. La Llorona.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's awful, Jenks. It is. They penned it as one of the Conjuring movies, but I think they've gone back on it now, and it's not classed as one of the Conjuring movies.
Right.
So they advertised it as one of the spin-offs, but I think they've gone back on their word. And he's been hired to direct the next Conjuring movie, and I'm sure he directed The Nun or The Nun 2.
Do you know what? I haven't seen any of the Nuns. I have no interest at all.
Yeah. I don't want to sound nasty, but this guy just pisses me off. I love this franchise so much, and they keep... None of his Conjuring movies have been well received, so why do they keep bringing him back? He's got to have something over them. He's blackmailing them. He has to.
He's probably just very cheap to hire. He'll probably work for very little, work for food or something.
Work for food. Do you know what? This guy is so cheap. If he can even hold a camera, he's hired.
Yeah. This guy hadn't even seen a film and we've hired him. Let alone a horror film.
Just on set all day like that. Yep, that works. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to say, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It's actually on a thumbnail. Curtis loves this image. Look, I'll be honest. I've seen this once when it came out. I think, looking back, and I was in the 80s. So what's that? 40 years ago, I saw it. I do remember enjoying it. At the time, I didn't understand. I didn't know who Michael Myers was. I think I saw it as a one-off, and I enjoyed it. I could never forget the masks and the horrible, was it snakes coming out of the mask? Or worms?
Loads of bugs and snakes and shit.
Loved that as a film. As a film, I got confused when because it was called Halloween 3, as a lot of people did. But forget about that. It's a really good film, and I will put this on Kraken.
Oh, fair play, Jenks. I'll take that. I think we can start to rebuild our relationship now. I think after the whole presence fiasco, I lost a lot of faith in you. And to be fair, I disliked you for a little while, but we can start to rebuild, Jenks. We can fix this relationship. I mean, your family, I'll see you at weddings and parties. But, we'll have a chat, maybe a few drinks, but I was never going to go on holiday with you again,
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll take that.
But, we can rebuild. I love this movie. It's one of my favourite films ever. I think Tommy Lee Wallace is such an underappreciated director. He hasn't got a massive body of work. He's obviously synonymous with John Carpenter. But I just absolutely love this movie. It is a slow burn. I do get why some people don't like it, but I never understand the argument where I simply don't like it just because Michael Myers isn't in there.
Yeah, that's not.
They went back. They give you Halloween 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They brought Michael Myers back only because the fans wanted him back. Now, it was always going to be an anthology series. Every Halloween was going to be a different film. And, every time I watch this movie, I just think of the what ifs. What if they got to do what they wanted to do and they did the anthology series? Because I think this is one of the best horror movies out there. It's my favourite Halloween movie, Halloween-based horror movie. Shamrock, oh my God. Everything about this movie is so iconic. The masks, the company, everything. The town, Tom Adkins. And it's got such an eerie feel, and it wouldn't go amiss if John Carpenter directed it. And if he said he directed it, you'd believe him.
Oh yeah,
because
it's got that tone.
And obviously his soundtrack, it's got John Carpenter written all over it. Yeah. I think this is one of the best movies John Carpenter has worked on.
Top notch.
Yeah, top notch all day. I love this movie.
Right, let me just read a few comments. Where are we? Tyler Adams says, I don't hold the Nolan Batman movies very high. Just Symphony on a trend to make grounded takes a shit. I want to go and escape into for 2 hours. Look, I do like them. I think what he's really good at is making villains. I think Bane is a brilliant villain in a quite a silly film. Heath Ledger is a phenomenal Joker in a slightly flawed movie. I think people kind of seduced by his performance, and you know, it's quite boring. But either way, I agree with you. And Tyler Adams also said, I'd rather have 3 more shitty Joel Schumacher Batman films. Talking about Joel Schumacher, when I was Googling, I wasn't in a library late night looking at the old newspapers when they're doing the films with those slides that come across. I know, where'd you get them from? Is that just movie libraries?
It's gotta be in it.
I know, it's bullshit.
It's always sorry if I go off a little bit now, just because it's so funny. You telling me about one of your friends, he always told you this ghost story, and you just added in that he was like researching about the house he lived in because he thought it was haunted, and then you added in that he went to a library and he was like looking through those machines that show newspaper articles.
He had added, right? So he had a ghost story about his girlfriend, and he said, yeah, and they saw this monk in the house, and they went to the library and they saw photos of that monk. I'm like, well, how come my house isn't in the library with like people who used to live there? And like, no one's come around your house. Can we take some photos, Curtis, just in case you ever haunt it in the future? Back to what I was saying with Joel Schumacher. When I was researching, I came across Lost Boys 3, and I was like, no, it's not going. I don't think I've even seen it. I've seen The Tribe, the third one. Have you seen the third one, The Lost Boys?
I haven't seen the second one. I turned it off after 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen I think I may have done the same. The Tribe is the second one. The third one's called something else.
Do you know what, while we're still on Halloween 3 a sec, do you know what Tom Adkins' character's name is in Halloween 3?
No.
Dan O'Bannon.
Oh, hang on. Isn't he called that in The Fog?
It's The Fog.
The Fog.
Sorry, I was getting confused with The Fog. It's because we were talking about Return of the Living Dead. And then I was, well done, Jenks.
On a Tom Atkins fact. Yes!
They basically play the same character.
It's just we tried to review Fog, and I watched it, and I saw Dan O'Bannon's name, and I assumed he had something to do with the production. I misread. I was like, oh, but it's just a name. Where are we now? So Eli Cortez says Halloween 3 is another top tier pick. It's my second favorite in the franchise. Fair enough. Yeah, good show.
I probably agree with you, Eli. I see it as a standalone movie, but if you put a gun to my head and made me include it, I'd probably put OG Halloween and then Halloween 3. Easy. Yeah. No question.
Am I Dead Yet says Halloween 3 is a good movie on its own right, but it's not a good Halloween one, as in like Michael Myers, or maybe just Halloween in general.
No, I think you mean as Michael a franchise.
Myers. Yeah, Michael Myers.
I agree with you. Obviously, agree with you. I think if at the time, and I was there to witness Halloween's birth, and then the second one coming out and him becoming a horror icon, I agree with you. I'd be disappointed with the third one,
Yeah, stop saying witnessing births live on a show, Kurt.
Shut up, Jax. I can say what I want.
I'm going to edit that and make it sound like something disgusting.
Witnessing the birth of evil.
Yeah, the birth of evil.
Evil was born that night. As evil killed again.
John says, I'm back on the Christmas card list. I'm guessing it's the Halloween 3 because I didn't shit on it. I think he was assuming he was going to shit on it.
Oh, I did. I did assume.
Do you want to read this comment, Kurt?
Am I Dead? Yes says, if they had to remake Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, I think Josh Brolin should be in the Tom Atkins lead role. Oh, that's a great shout.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
He's got the gravitas, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
He's a proper man, Josh Brolin, isn't he?
Yeah, and he looks great with a moustache. They'd have to bring the moustache back.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Do you want to read a few more, Kurt, before we move on?
Yeah. Tyler says, but no doubt the Dark Knight is cinema gold. Yeah. Tyler says, I've never seen Halloween 3. You may want to change that, pal. I highly recommend. highly recommend it. Just like Jordan does beer. Tyler, I highly recommend Halloween 3. Very Carpenter-esque. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Night of the Creeps thrill me. Oh, that movie thrills me.
Is it? Is that part 3?
No.
We don't go off tangents here, yeah? It's just part 3s or nothing, okay?
Yeah,
I know we were talking about Batman earlier.
That's you, that is.
And
You're the worst. You go on non-horror tangents. You start talking about frigging Barbie and shit.
I was going to talk about Daredevil earlier, right? Because what we were talking about...
Oh, you love him, man. Legally Blonde, Daredevil.
Look, have you seen Legally Blonde?
It doesn't matter, Jenks. It's
No.
not the fact. It doesn't matter.
Look,
I've seen Pretty Woman, and I think it's a pretty damn good film. I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast, am I?
Right. I'm just saying, Legally Blonde 3 is coming out soon, okay? And it's going to make... It is.
He's got it in his calendar.
I watched it in the cinema with a mate.
Oh, Jenks. Stop.
And do you know what's worse, right?
Stop this carnage.
But, do you know what's worse? We had a choice between Legally Blonde and The Pledge, starring Jack Nicholson, directed by Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, yeah.
And we said, do you know what? We got hangovers. This plot looks a bit heavy. Let's watch Legally Blonde.
Oh, Jenks. Right, what have we got next? Come on.
All right, sorry.
Let's keep this going. Come on.
Look, at least I'm on this. Right, we got the big
Jesus
player now.
Christ.
I'm going to start this off. We're going to waffle on too much. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. This is top notch. It's going straight in top notch. This is not my favourite in the franchise. I still prefer number 1, but I would never argue with anybody that preferred this one. It's Freddy at his best. It's got great characters, great kills. And yes, I wish Wes Craven wrote it. I wish he directed it as well, but he didn't.
Yeah.
That's close enough. Yeah, all I gotta say.
Well, if you had kept the tier to its originality and said better than the first, I'd put it at that one because maybe not better. You know, the first one is a fully fledged
But you prefer it.
yeah, horror masterclass. But yes, everyone knows I've always preferred part 3. It's got some of the best practical effects in the franchise. Freddy at his best. Yeah, it's a fantastic sequel.
Don Keat, welcome to the show, Don Keat. Cheers for jumping
Welcome, Don.
On a Wednesday. I know we're asking a lot now, 2 shows a week.
Right, Jenks,
what?
this one's a bit long. Do you want me to read it?
Go on, then.
An hour.
Yeah, go on.
Don says, oh, dearie me, hi guys, hope you're both well. I watched Smile 2 last night, better than the first,
Yes,
and didn't
definitely.
like the ending. Made me jump a few times, good job. I wasn't holding a cup of tea.
I totally agree. It's much better than the first. It's a really good film.
Undoubtedly better than the first one, I think.
and I would,
they're in different leagues.
And I would say Naomi Scott did an absolutely stellar job. One of the best performances.
I didn't pay attention to her name or who she was when she was in Aladdin, when she played Jasmine. And I was shocked when I looked at her IMDb after watching Smile, or before watching Smile at least. And I was like, oh my God, of course, she's Jasmine in Aladdin. Guy Ritchie's Aladdin.
That was just like, I need some money to finance The Gentleman. I'll do anything. Yeah. Where are we now? So Tyler Adams says, that's just me, only exposure to Tom Atkins. Sorry to derail the show. You can never derail the show with Curtis when Tom Atkins is involved.
No. Tyler, you could never derail the show anyway, pal.
Right. Paranormal Activity 3. Okay.
Again, if you had kept that tier, Jenks.
Well, I
that
had to get
tier.
rid of it in the end then, because...
Hey, I'm joking. Top tier, Jenks. We've recently reviewed all of them, or not reviewed, did a tier list.
Yep.
Not half as neatly as we would have done with a review.
Yeah.
But yes, Paranormal Activity 3 is by far my favourite in the franchise. One of my best experiences in cinema. About 15 of us run and packed the theatre. Well, I'd say packed. We took up a big chunk of it. And I've probably one of the most scariest experiences I've had in cinema. I was quite young when it came out, maybe mid-teens. And I love this franchise. I've recently rewatched them all, and it's a solid franchise. It's a great franchise.
I I don't love this as much as you, but I will put this on Three's a Crowd. It's a
What?
good. Well, I wouldn't say it's cracking. Oh, but maybe Three's a Crowd a bit harsh. Okay, I'll put it on Kraken. Kraken just sounds too good. Maybe I'll change the name of Kraken because Kraken sounds top notch. Yeah, I feel bad putting
Yeah.
in that. Oh, it's my
Well,
own.
Jenks, you can't put in the same category you put Return of the Living Dead Part 3 in. Come on.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll put it in there. Where did you put on top one? Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm surprised how little we've put in shit, considering, the majority of sequels are shit for horror films.
Do you know what?
I'm quite
do you know
surprised.
Why? Do you know why, Curtis?
Because none of them are as shit as Blade Trinity.
No. Do you know why there's not many in shit? Because I refuse to watch shit films like fucking Leprechaun 3 and
3.
stuff. So there's loads I'd have to leave out.
Yeah.
That's why.
I agree with you, John. It's I think by far the best. I love that it goes back to the 80s and it expands on the story. You've got Katie and her sister when they're younger, and I love all the 80s elements they incorporated in the film as well. Toby, that ghost, he's horrifying, and it's my favourite finale of the whole franchise as well. It's so good with the cult.
Next one up, we've got Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Yes.
What are you going to put it?
I'd put this one in Kraken, Jenks. I think this is one of the better Friday the 13th movies. Now, the only reason I wouldn't put it top tier is because it's not quite as good as my favourite ones, Part 4, Part 6. But it's probably my third favourite Friday the 13th movie. At one point, it was my favourite. I remember watching this over our uncle's house, and he had the 3D machine. And I remember that scene where Jason's coming towards you with his weapon. I can't remember what it was called. I've always had a great time with this one. It's definitely a step up from Friday the 13th Part 1 and 2, and I feel like obviously this is when he started to become Jason. He got the mask in this movie, and they play with 3D. It's a bit naff, but the kills are great. Jason looks awesome, and it's a solid film in the franchise.
I don't hate this film. I just don't care about it. So it's going to go into Three's a Crowd for me.
There was a little linger over shit then.
It was, look, you thought I was going to hate it. I didn't hate it. I thought Jason was better, and I didn't like him with a sack on his head. It looks shit.
There's a great bit which I think maybe a lot of people don't like because it adds a layer to Jason that makes him a bit more human maybe. But there's a bit where a girl has seen his face before this movie, and when she bumps into him again, he pulls his mask off to show her his face. And I think a lot of people complain about that scene, but I think it's such a great scene. It adds a great layer of humanity to Jason because at this point, he's still a human, yeah?
Yeah.
We can say he drowned in the first movie. Maybe that scene at the end is a dream. If it's real, we don't know.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's still a human. Just a little bit deranged, I suppose.
Right, next one up. Oh, you're going to love this one. Army of Darkness. Now, I'll kick this off. This is absolutely cracking. Can't give it top notch. It's a bit too high standard, but it's a really good film. It's one of the best ones. I was lucky enough to see this in the cinema with my dad when it came out. At the time, I thought it was the best movie ever made. Over the years, it's gone down a little bit, but it's still a cracking movie. I just prefer my Evil Dead to be more horror. This was a bit too silly for me as a grown-up.
I'll never stop loving this movie. This was always my Ash growing up. Top tier all day. Guys, you've heard me bang on about this movie constantly. We don't need to say anymore. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan of Army of Darkness.
It's a great film. And it's a great fucking franchise, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's by far my favourite franchise of all time. I love it.
Yeah, it's got to be the most consistent. Let's hope they don't fuck it up now with Evil Dead.
Do you know what? We've got so much rising. I was thinking of Evil Dead Rise. We've got. I don't even know what word I wanted to use now. We've got so much. What's the word, Jenks? I keep going back to rising. because 2013 and Rise was so good, there's so much riding on this one being good. Riding, that's the word.
Riding.
Not rising. There's so much riding on this movie. I think there's a lot of pressure for Sebastian Vanacek to really deliver a movie that is better than Rise. It needs to be better or just as good as Rise. They can't take a step back now because the pace they've set with the last two movies and obviously the big box office hit to Rise. This movie really needs to perform well, and I think even there's a chance that they'll cancel future movies that are maybe already confirmed if this movie doesn't deliver well.
So Vanacek, I love his last film, Infested. I just hope he's not overly influenced by the Terrifier movies of like, this is the standard of violence. I hope he doesn't go, I hope he's using Evil Dead 13 as his template and not Terrifier. Because it could easily happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Because the thing is that Sam Raimi does give these guys free rein. The only thing he tells them is that it's got to have the Necronomicon in it and it's got to have Deadites. That's it. And you can do what you want. Obviously, people stay true to the source material because it's so iconic and they're usually fans of the franchise. So that's all he needs to tell them. But it's still worrying to me that Sam Raimi doesn't have more input of what happens in the film.
Oh, can you imagine? They try to go like all tech savvy and had the Necronomicon on a Kindle.
Oh, don't!
Oh, imagine
God,
that.
My stomach went down.
Imagine that.
Oh,
it's on TikTok or something. Oh my God.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, like a tech one, and it's about influencers.
Oh, do you know what? There's a slight chance they could do something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is a slight chance they could do it. That's so scary.
Like, because the Terrifier is so famous and done so well, it's very hard. If you're in the horror world, obviously your eyes are on that movie of like, that was really successful. I hope he just sticks with Infested as his template and Evil Dead 13.
Yeah. The only thing I know is that he has said that this is going to be I may be paraphrasing a little bit, but this is going to be the Evil Dead that hurts the most. Like, he's going for the jugular in this one, and it's going to be a rough watch.
But that's what I mean.
So,
that's what I'm worried.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, the last two went for the jugular, you know?
Eli Cortez says, a bit off topic, but Jenks, what are your thoughts on the spider kill on The Beyond? I haven't seen The Beyond.
No, come on, Eli. Jenks wouldn't have seen The Beyond. It's way too classy. Way too classy for him.
Will I enjoy it?
No, it's an Italian horror movie directed by Lucio Fulci. You would not like it.
I say off subject. I watched a video the other day. Have you heard of Bloodbath Bombshell or Bombshell Bloodbath?
It rings a bell, I think. There's something lingering there. So
basically, I watched this video on YouTube. I'm not claiming this as my own research, but it was it in whatever country it was made. I can't remember. It wasn't Italy, but it was a foreign film for a lot of Italian sort of horror vibe. But it was called Return of the Living Dead abroad, Bloodbath or Bombshell as a subtitle. And it was like, my God, it's another Return of the Living Dead. And it's just rebranded as they do. But I saw the trailer and I think it's worth checking out the trailer because it's very Italian. I think it came out in the 90s. But it looks all right.
Well, send me the link after the live. I'll have a look.
Bombshell, Bloodbath, or the other way around. I forget.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, where are we now? So we're coming to the end now. I'm going to kick this off. Resident Evil 3. I really like this film. I think it's the best in the franchise. It's not saying much because most of them are quite crap. The first one's quite good. I hate the second one. I know people like Apocalypse. I think it's quite shit. But the third one feels like a proper Romero zombie movie. It's set in Vegas. It feels bleak. It feels like the end of the world, very apocalyptic. And the zombies are great in it. And it's got a very much like a Day of the Dead vibe with the bub scene where they experimented on the zombie. And I would put this in cracking.
I haven't seen this since it came out, to be honest. Another one I don't really have much memory on. But I really dislike this franchise. Specifically Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil. I really enjoyed Welcome to Raccoon City, the newest one. I thought that was a cracking film. But I don't care for this franchise one bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in shit, but I'd put it in Three's a Crowd.
Yeah. The third one, the first one's watchable and quite decent. The others are dog shit. This one is probably the only one I like, and it's because of bombshell bath bomb. It's not a bath bomb.
You still got wrong, and he give you the answer. Blood shell bath bomb.
What did I say? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not bath bomb.
Bath bomb, blood shell blood.
No, it's blood shell bath. It's not bath bomb.
Well, that's what he said.
It's not. Yeah, it's bombshell blood bath.
Oh, let's move on.
Anyway.
Bloody hell, come on.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you can kick this off, you grumpy bastard. Psycho 3.
Yeah, so I have recently rewatched all Psycho movies, all 4 of them, and I've got to say, I'd never watched part 3. I'd only seen the first 2, and it was always one of those. It was like, it's probably going to be shit. It's not that bad. I think part 3 is not as good. I'm not saying it's as good as the second one, but it's got that. It could have almost been great. It could almost have been good as the second one. It's got a pretty good story. I think this wasn't. When did this one come out?
Oh, 90s, I think. Or maybe 89. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's kind of slipped in this one a bit. I think it was the fourth one, actually, was the last one before he had his diagnosis. But there is something missing in this one. It doesn't have that same flair as the first 2 movies. But I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this one. But I would put it in Three's a Crowd. I'm not going to put it in Kraken.
Yeah,
but
it's the plot is quite similar to the first one, isn't it? It's like starts off someone else. I think I saw it years ago in the 90s. Unfamiliar. I would probably put it in the same category. Three's a Crowd. It's perfectly fine, but yeah, I love this by Jordan Moran. Necronomicon on audiobook while flying to Benidorm. The movies write themselves. That's awesome. Right, okay, now we've got some shit. I'm gonna start this off. This is shit. Jeepers Creepers 3. Okay, in straight away. This is crap. Yeah. I love the first 2. I think they're 2 of the best horror films around. He invented, which is so rare these days, a brand new monster, super original, great lore, great plot, great characters, great kills, I think the name is Jonathan Breck, the guy, Jonathan Beck or something, who plays him. He's fantastic. And I don't know why he hasn't done any more monsters. But this one, it took ages to come out. I won't go into detail why it took ages because everybody hated the director. But it's crap. It's about his van. It's like, do you ever want to know more about his truck? Well, this is. It's like, no, it's just a truck. Shit. It's not as easy as it looks.
You thought he had it easy. Well, it's not as easy as it looks. It's going in shit. What an awful.
It's going in shit.
Oh, it's fucking awful. There's a scene where a girl's green screened running on grass. Like, oh, come on, guys. There's plenty of grass in the world. Couldn't go back on. I bet when he was editing the movie, there was a patch of grass outside the building. He could have just chucked the girl on grass.
That reminds me of The Room, that crap film, when he uses green screen for a city where he's just in a city anyway. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course. There's a scene where he had built a set for an alleyway, and they're like, yeah, but there's an alleyway just outside that looks exactly like this. Yeah, I know, but this is a real movie. It has to have a set. This is a real movie.
Yeah. Taylor Adams taking the piss at me. Right, yeah, this is shit. Don't watch this film. Look, this is actually, Jeepers Creepers 3 is actually a masterpiece compared to Jeepers Creepers Reborn or whatever. That is, you haven't even seen that, have you?
No, fuck no.
It is.
No.
Oh, it's awful.
No.
Right.
I watched. Look on. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. So, you can do this one. You can lead this Blair Witch, as in Blair Witch 3. Yeah.
I absolutely love this movie. Now, I'm a big fan of Adam Wingard. He was someone coming up that I really adored. You've got The Guest, You're Next, and then when he was doing his next movie called The Forest, I was there. I was excited. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. I did not.
I was there for it, and I was excited for this movie called The Forest, right? And I got to admit, I was disappointed when it was revealed that it was actually a secret sequel to The Blair Witch, because I know how precious people are of these movies. I know people are going to be looking at it a different way now. But I went to cinema to watch this one, and it is 10 times better than the original movie. I don't care what anyone says, right? This is heaps and bounds better than the first one. It's way scarier. It's way more entertaining. It's everything I wanted the first one to be. And now I know what the first one intended to be. It was meant to be real. It was not meant to show us much. And that was that's what people loved about the original one. But when I went to see this in cinema, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. I shit myself, and it's what I want to go back to loads.
So top notch?
Yeah, top notch. I think it's a fantastic found footage movie.
I'm going to put this in top notch as well, because I love this. Now, I don't think it's better than the first one. I think it's more entertaining than the first one, but I don't think it's better. I remember seeing the trailer, and without seeing any of the supernatural element or whatever, just the scene where she's stuck in like a tunnel underground, and it's getting narrower and narrower. That is more terrifying than anything. A bit like The Descent.
Oh, God,
it's such a good scene. I don't know how they were still filming it though, because it's still
there was also a scene that in the original trailer that like proper captured my imagination. It's when there's like a few of them standing there in the cabin, and you've got the light coming through just about lighting their faces.
Yeah.
So sinister.
And the scene where they've got the stick figure of the girl and they crush it, and she goes, oh my God, it's such a good
She
effect.
just flies, doesn't she? It's so good.
Yeah, yes.
And when the trees are being knocked down, you know how like big and aggressive this force is, how strong it is.
It's brilliant. Yeah, so it's one, I think it's a very underrated gem. I think we might have actually used it in one of our videos. And I think people need to watch it and forget about Blair Witch 2, because that's not an underrated gem. That's a piece of shit. Anyway, actually, Blair Witch has got a lot in common with Exorcist. They're all like, you've got like a very famous, iconic first one, a terrible middle one, and a really good return to form third one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because this is a sequel to the first movie.
Yeah, totally.
A lot of people don't know that. Or at least, I think people who haven't seen it don't know. You would know if you've seen it, because it sets it up perfectly at the start. But I think maybe some people are reluctant to watch it because they think it's just another remake. But it's a solid sequel, I think.
Right, last one. Now we've got I'm going to say in between this then for some reason in my head. We got Insidious 3, and I really like this film. I'm going to put it straight into Kraken. I think it's one of the best. It's not as good as the first one. I think it's the best of all the sequels. I don't like the second one. I don't care about the Red Door. I didn't mind like the Last Key. I thought it was not as bad as everybody said, but this felt like a really good movie, and I love Eloise. Is it the character's name? Forget it.
I love this movie. I thought it was a great third one. Lee Winnell is such a good director. This is a cracking one. It's my third favourite. I'd rank them 1, 2, 3. I actually really like the second one. I loved the story, and I loved how they expanded on the lore. And then they go away from the Lambert family completely, and they still deliver a great movie. You've got that great iconic monster with a respiratory set on. Did I tell you that I recently watched Wolfman just a couple of days ago? I was almost great, Jenks.
I know, it's a shame.
It's almost great. I still enjoyed it. I give it a solid 3 stars, but it was almost great. There was so much to like in it. Yeah. But ultimately, I hated that I agreed with all your points.
Just try to be a fly film in a space of 2 hours. It doesn't work. Yeah,
it was such a bad hit for Lee Winnell. I hope he can climb. I hope he can climb from this.
Yeah, definitely. We've got some. Oh, what's going on here? We've got. Hang on. Eli Cortez gifted 5 memberships to. Oh my God, that's so generous.
Oh, Eli, thank you so much, mate. He's gifted one to Palfrey, who was a tier 2 member. That obviously got removed when we removed the second tier.
Yeah.
Eli. That is so kind, pal. We appreciate that so much. You're an absolute legend, pal.
And yeah, and gifted to Ben Grimm. That's awesome. Please stick around. We got loads of good content. Yeah, and Our Life in Horror. Yeah, brilliant. And Cody Snyder.
Hi, Cody, mate. Hi, guys.
Punkachino. Love that name. Yeah, I really appreciate that. The support you've guys given us is amazing.
Yeah, you're awesome. Thank you, pal.
Tyler Adams says, I think I've only seen the last Keep. What? You haven't even seen the first Insidious? That's bonkers.
Yeah, that's nuts. I'd highly recommend watching the first two at least. Definitely. Is that it? Is that all of them?
That's all of them, apart from Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I...
Hey, I've got to say, part 3's not as bad as I thought. If in my head, it's kind of like the 90s. I thought the 90s was like a fantastic decade, but when you start doing research and looking at all the movies that came out in the 90s, it's surprising how many duds there are. And I know you missed out loads of part 3s. There's obviously a lot more. I wanted to add a few that you hadn't seen.
So I haven't seen Critters 3 even.
That's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio in there.
Yeah, it's the skyscraper one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't call it a skyscraper.
Well,
it's a small apartment block, like.
So what's the second one? The second one's not. Is that just a house again? I can't remember.
No, town, not a house. It's more. It incorporates the town more.
Yeah.
Other than just being in the house, you got the whole town in there. You know, it just expands upon the first movie. I really like the third one. It's not as good as the first two, but I gotta say, watching it back now is so jarring seeing Leonardo DiCaprio in there.
I know, he's such a good actor. He's like one of the best actors in the world.
Yeah. But I'm surprised how little we put in shit. I'm surprised how little you put in shit.
Yeah, what do we like? Let's have a look. So what did we put in shit? We put in. It's not bad. We did Blade 3. Conjuring.
Well, you only did 2.
Conjuring and Jeepers Creepers 3. Yeah, that's pretty good going, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Should we wrap it up?
Yes.
Do you want to thank everybody?
Yeah, again, guys, like always, every time we go live, we appreciate you coming on week after week. And I know, because we're doing 2 lives a week now, and we've got the same people coming to a Wednesday live, the same people that come to a Sunday live. Guys, we appreciate you taking the time to sit with us for a couple of hours and watch us talk shit. Eli, you're an absolute legend, pal. Thank you for the support. Everyone, thank you for the support constantly, guys. We are literally at the point where we really want this podcast to work and we need it to keep growing. We're trying our hardest to get this podcast somewhere. But yeah, again, guys, you're supporting us every week and we can't thank you enough, honestly, guys. We appreciate it.
Look, guys, we really appreciate it. And if you can like, comment, subscribe, that's so helpful. Also, if you want to join our Twisted Nights, our memberships, we've broken it down to 1 tier. And it's 99 cents. Get heaps of stuff. We've got loads of videos. We're going to start doing exclusive live shows as well. We're pumping in quite a lot of stuff now. To give you as much value for money. I don't think $4.99 is fair unless we were super celebrities, which we're not. So I
speak for yourself, boy.
So yeah, but yeah, look, we really appreciate. Look, you don't have to join. We really appreciate if you did. Just jumping on is generous enough. Genuine. I'm not just saying that sound nice. We're chuffed when people. Sometimes we think like, why are people watching us?
Yeah, I do. Do you know?
We're a pair of idiots.
I guess someone comes on and they're like, "Oh, hi guys, I'm new here," and then they're on the live next week. I'm always like, what the hell are you doing back?
I know. You have a bit of like, it's called imposter syndrome of like, don't these people know we're a pair of morons? Like,
yeah.
So Tyler Adams, what do we offer? So we basically throw out a lot of videos. We do a couple of solo ones here and there. And we also do videos that we don't think, not necessarily would not do well normally, but like things that the algorithm hates on a normal channel.
We would post movies we're too scared to post on our regular channels. So we're more open to talking about movies that we love and we don't care if maybe they're not popular enough to be thrown out to the algorithm and get big views. Yeah. So I suppose it's a platform where we can just do any video we want to, and we can also edit it how we want to because we're not monetizing them, so we can do trailer reactions and just watch the whole trailer without being flagged. Yeah. So we're kind of just open to do whatever we want. Yeah. with the member videos, you know.
This actually video now of me comedy is doing my head in.
Yeah.
It's making me feel sick. So Eli Cortez says, don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this amazing channel and consider becoming a member of the Twisted Knights for awesome perks. Yes, right. We'll see you on Sunday. We'll be back here Sunday.
Yes. No idea what we're going to be doing yet, but yeah, we'll come up with something.
Something awesome. Yeah. Right. Cheers, guys. Have a great night, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.